Hey everybody. So I actually think that the first part of this series was mostly about just making requests and gathering information from, APIs. So in this kind of section of the workshop, we're going to look at more extensively the different type of APIs that you can be, using. So what I've gone ahead and done for this part of the series um, or workshop, I should say. So I went ahead and made um, a little API called To Do API example. It's a to do list API. It was a lot of words, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. You will be using JWT for its authentication, so you'll be passing in a username and password via post to get a bearer, a bearer token, and we'll be using that throughout the API calls. We'll be building lots of different JSON bodies and using many different HTTP methods like get, post, delete, so on and so forth. There's a couple of those that we're using. And of course, we're still using NoxDB for all of the JSON parsing and building, which is awesome. So anyway, this app runs in Heroku. I'm not paying anything to run this app, and anybody can use it. Um, Even the code for the app is online, and here you can find the Postman collection that I'm using right here that we'll be looking at in a second. And of course, it's anybody can access this, so that's pretty cool. So it's a pretty straightforward API. There's only 5 endpoints, as you can see, 2 post endpoints, 2 get endpoints, and 1 delete. Of course, the initial one is our login. Now we need to use login to get a token because every request requires a token. If you try and have I perhaps put the wrong URL in? Hold up. Oh, it's because let me just edit this. The variable's are wrong, as there shouldn't be a forward slash at the end. So if you try and call any of the APIs like get all or add to do, it's going to say the auth token is not supplied. And even if you add one, bearer token, even if you add one and it's incorrect, it's going to tell you it's not valid. So you need to, be using the login here to get a token. So it's just a post request with a body, has a username and password. And it's just admin password. That's all there is. No database in the backend to handle any users. But what this does, it gives us this JSON back with a token. And this is what we need to keep throughout our APIs in order to keep making requests. So for example, I'm just going to put my token into Postman here so I don't have to put it in every request. I click update. And then I can actually start talking to some of the other APIs. Oh, that didn't seem to work. Inherit from parent. There we go. So I haven't got any items in my to-do list, and I can go ahead and add one. Let me change this to inherit. And in my body here, I've got a content property where, this is an item, is the value. I can send it. It gives me a success true back. And if I, fail to put the right content, it will, success false, 400 bad requests on me. So I can just call it twice just to show you that I've added 2 items, and I can call the get again. And as you can see, I have 2 items in this array now. Very simple. I can remove items. There's a delete request, and I can pass in, it's the to-dos delete, and I can pass in an ID, which is actually just an index of the to-do item. So if I call it, if I use inherit, if I call it, it will say item removed, and I can go over to my get to-dos again and see that there's only one there. I can call it again, and again it will fail because the index does not exist, but I have none now. And of course, there's one more, which is clear, which will actually just clear the list. So if I just spam the add and add a lot of these and do my get, I'll see I have 4 items. I can just do the clear and it will clear the list. So this is the API we're going to be working with. And of course, the most important part here is the JWT piece. It's actually fairly simple. And I'm very excited about that. But this is just an intro about the APIs. I'm going to save all the changes that I've made here. This is just an intro about the APIs that we're going to be using for this section of the workshop. And in the next video, we're going to be creating the initial Authenticate API, which is awesome because it's really very simple and should be very, very easy to do. So see you then.